Hello, everybody, and welcome to your post-university Eagles esports action. This is NECC Week 7, the final competition for the regular season. Everything's on the line tonight. It is do or die. We got two teams tied at 3-3. Winner gets top 4 of their division, moves on to playoffs. Loser knocked out end of the spring semester as far as NECC goes. It could not be any more intense than this, and the Eagles have had an incredible semester. A team that is so much fun to watch. So fun that we're starting on one of their most exciting maps. We are kicking it off, folks, on Bind. So, for those that have tuned into this team, you know well and good that Bind is one of those maps that tends to go the distance. One of our first matches that we showcased on this stream was on Bind, and it went to quintuple overtime. This team knows how to fight on Bind. Historically, pretty good on defense. Finding their way on attack. Fortunately, if you're looking for points early in this game, the Eagles will begin on defense tonight. On the other side is Clark Red, the Clark University Cougars on attack of Dirt, Matty Cakes, T-Star, Typhoon, and 11111. We'll just call them one tonight. But if you're here tonight, you're my number one. Thank you for joining us for the action as we get it underway. Already, Clark finding the Killjoy utility on this site. That from Vero. Bots will collide there in short. This thing's getting a little hot and heavy there in Lamp. Dirt is smoked off of the angle here. They're having trouble getting into that site. And the spike's still not down from the Clark side as well. SprayOnce finds the last one spike with the spike. Matty Cakes the final one remaining. Dodges the paranoia. Taking on 5 of the Eagles. Maybe 4. It's now down to 2. Isn't going to be the easiest feat. Matty Cakes couldn't nail those shots, but on low HP for both Eagles. This is winnable for Matty Cakes. Only one remaining. The reload there from SprayOnce isn't enough. They go down like dominoes, and we have ourselves a thriller of a start. That one goes to the Cougars. Tough one for the Eagles, as that one seemed winnable. You had pretty much just Matty Cakes there, stuck in Lamp. You had the opportunity to maybe pinch them, go in coordinated fashion, but unfortunately it was just one after one that those Eagles went down. To keep an eye out on that solo play caliber potential for Matty Cakes in the future this time around. Mojo does go down early. Bray stuck in the tunnel here on 6 HP and actually dies to the Trailblazer. That's a rare way to die in this game, but it is possible. I think the Trailblazer does 10 damage. And look at the utility difference there. Held here by a smoke, but Dirt goes in right to the boom bot. Vero looking for more here. And gonna try to push up Typhoon with that swarm grenade. Can now peek through into sight. Unfortunately, that's more difficult than I'd like it to be. And Clark will start up 2-0. So it's an expected win there for Clark. They had the guns, they had the advantage, they had what they needed to get that win. And now we start to see the firepower on the side of the Eagles come through. 5 rifles, nearly all full shield. And you gotta wonder who's gonna come alive tonight. We saw last week SprayOnce get some insane clutch plays. Wonder if that's the one to watch here today as well. Sporting that riot buddy. Got the swag ready. Do they have the success as well? Turret will find one to start. Push is led here by Dirt, who will remove the turret. Trailblazer does stun one in the back. Mojo stays alive, but Dissident caught with their utility out. The spray allows Mojo to find a couple, but a couple more go down. That lethal shot taking of Matty Cakes removes 2 and Bray. The only one left in a 1v2. Make it 1v1. Omen v Omen down, and the Cabbages are alive for Matty Cakes. Can they do it again? Can they clutch again? They cannot! Bray sidesteps the flash, stays alive long enough, and secures the first win for the Eagles.
Forget your place.
Mojo came alive in that round, 3 kills. You get those frags started for the team, but oftentimes what we see with the Eagles is Mojo's fragging ability isn't enough to secure a round in Valorant. Oftentimes it never is. You gotta get the whole team to come alive, and we've had those individual plays. The first from Matty Cakes, the next one from Mojo, but a huge performance for Bray there to clutch it out. Ooh. And Mojo's always hungry for that first blood. This time the hunger will punish them. Smoke quickly emitted there into hookah from Bray. They're considering throwing one at Garden as well.
I've got your trail.
So we'll see. Seekers find a couple on the site. They'll use that information to immediately pivot out to A side, but Post has done a pretty good job of holding this angle nevertheless. Vero awaits the leer and decides now is the right time to peek. First shot's missed, and they will get punished right after that second peek. Flash will land on SprayOnce. As they're removed, Boombot leads the way for Dissident. Trying to crash through that box, but no one's behind. Meanwhile, backside, Bray trying to walk into this retake with Dissident, but Dissident's down. Bray's out of bullets. That classic does find one. Can they get on time? 13 HP to still hold on to, but the round win feels like a long shot. Cougars have done what's necessary to secure this round. Bray will walk away with a weapon. And I'm wondering if T-Star will walk away with anything here. Uh-oh. They've got to make their way to the teleporter. Oh my. And wait. Bray. Woo! Hey, we almost went from 3 guns of the Cougars to just 1, taken into the next round. Had Bray hit that shot. It's a tough one to do. Fortunately for themselves, they secure a gun into this round. We take a look at the weaponry and the economy. And at a 3-1 lead, I'd say the economy isn't as good as it could be for the Cougars, which means well for Post. Mixed buy here in this round as SprayOnce goes for nothing. It's going to await the next round. Pretty much everyone has purchased for the next round aside from one. Mojo, a nasty first shot. That second one almost lands there onto Matty. Mojo once more and sees 2 there on that angle. SprayOnce just barely evades Typhoon. Excuse me, Typhon. As they waltz their way into hookah. Interestingly, Typhon's the only one on this side probably going to try to capture some attention. In the meantime, Cougars look to see what they can achieve on this A site. One smoke goes down. Vero, very patient on this site. SprayOnce awaits Typhon to make one false step as the rotate does come through. Now SprayOnce can hear them. They have very opportune positioning, but they also don't have the right weaponry. Can they at least find a kill here? No, the smoke actually guards their vision.
Spike planted.
And that is such a tough draw. Kind of damage dealt. Dissident not gonna find a single one here in hookah. Down members. Our Eagles. Popping out into sight. An aerial Bucky shot there from Dissident. And a nasty one at that. We're equalized at a 2v2. Dissident upgrades their weapon. Now the only one remaining and has to deal with a showstopper from one. If it ends up coming out. Dissident is gonna go for the double kill. They see two, they push up on the site. That's one, and the showstopper down. The frag is thrown out. They see Matty Cakes. They can't get the elimination in time. And it was a valiant effort from Dissident, pulling a 3v5 into a 1v1. Removed the showstopper option from the Cougars as they took out their opponent in Brays, but that one remaining of Matty Cakes was all they needed, and kudos going out to Matty Cakes. This player right here spinning and twirling the birthday cake like they're celebrating, as they should. Frags more than they can count on their own two hands. With these smokes, Cougars look like they're going to play for planting this spike. Nanoswarm down so as to relieve the pressure of T-Star to get this spike down. It will indeed go down as the spike actually needs a second try at planting, but there it goes.
Spike planted.
Many Eagles removed in the sequence. Make it another. The final one remaining is a flank hit from SprayOnce. Has upgraded from the Classic to a Vandal in this round and has uncovered their own location with that haunt. So the location known, and here come all five storming down the hallway. Wallbang pressure on the SprayOnce leaves them weakened in the battle against one. So a single round is where the Eagles were able to find their success in a very pivotal night here, folks. The winner of this best of three does move on to NECC playoffs. The loser just misses out. On defense, where the Eagles are typically successful on bind, this team needs to find a way to turn things around. Unfortunately for them, the economy in currency as well as the ultimates is not in their favor.
There.
Part of what turns this team into gold is capturing first bloods. Unfortunately, those first bloods have not been in favor of the Eagles. One finds the beauty of a kill and might just find a second here as they locate SprayOnce, but they're actually surprised to find them. The immediate trade does come through, and on the other end, Typhon on their lurk on the other side of the map does get their kill. But speaking of lurking, speaking of flanking, Dissident tries to make short work of their turnaround on this map. Things were never in favor for this team. They'll try to make a pistol work for one more kill. Fortunately, they can't do it. Dissident, dead sheriff, can they find a headshot? No, Typhon does though. And there go Clark with a quick one.
Take back what is mine.
This is it. This would be the pivot for the Eagles. This is where you turn things around. Full weaponry, 4 ultimates. Now, what is the plan? Oftentimes we talk about that first blood potential. Mojo with the Phantom opts for this side of Hookah. Does the dimensional drift come out in a scenario like this? Mojo here's the footsteps, knows they'll be under fire, but the firepower is going right back at them. Mojo with 2 pivotal kills to start the round. And they're keen on staying alive. T-Star with the spike. They're keeping their eyes out for where to go next. Dissident does have the proper positioning. Might need to make a move as their teammates are being mowed down on site. Turret goes down. Their location has been found. That's Mojo for another. Weakens T-Star as well. Dissident does get the fight kill and counted for another as well. Post Eagles have turned this around and captured a very important round. And again, oftentimes it is just putting this player of Mojo in the right spot. It's gate crash ability allows them to defend on two halves of the map at once. If there's no one at A, they teleport over to B, so on and so forth. Then maybe this scenario this time around, as it's quick moving from the Cougars into Hookah. Just not found this time, but they have already teleported to the other side. They've got to avoid the showstopper, as does Bray. Rocket launcher, maybe coming. And he's able to get around it. Somehow it doesn't fire upon him. Mojo in enemy territory here, hiding out in the smoke, finds an early one. Flash out, removes the spike carrier as well as their assistant. 3 kills again from Mojo. As the Seekers push out of the smoke, the race is on to the A site. SprayOnce has the team beat. And that's a very early nano swarm there, as the opponents weren't quite stepping foot yet onto that site. SprayOnce doesn't have the time to deny the spike carrier, but they've got the shots to take out them. The last one, Maddie Cakes, removed. There will not be a clutch from Maddie this time.
Push no button. Save the day.
2 big rounds in a row for your Eagles.
Try open their minds. Find the weakness.
Yeah, look at this from the point of view of the Cougars, and they're probably saying, let's take our time here. You know, our greatest struggle is getting through Mojo. Last couple of rounds, Eagles won. Mojo kicked it off with a 3K. They've got to take out this X factor of the Eagles. For them is Mojo shows no signs of stopping. That dimensional drift is online whenever they feel like it's the right time to use it. It's a great ultimate for the retake. So will that be the option taken up? So immediately teleport to this side. Has chosen now to push, but they're actually pushed right back by the Nightfall. Meanwhile, Dirt not giving up on the shower side, sending bullets through that smoke. Mojo wants the beef and takes it. No receipt on that delivery. You cannot get back in this one. 3v4 now favors Clark Red as they do move on to this other side. Trying to beat them to it is Bray. Vandal in hand. Should be able to push them back. But again, we talk about these pivotal ultimates, and having the dimensional drift ready on the retake for the Eagles would be so crucial. They will be geared up with a lockdown, but due to Vero's positioning, I don't know if they're going to be able to move on that B side in time. Instead, it's the lockdown on the attack side that will secure the site for the Cougars. Dirt waiting, watching. See if any Eagles want to press into site early on. There's only one post member remaining. That is SprayOnce, and though they've been the clutch monster on the team, this wore a bit too much to fight. And after the 2-round spree from the Eagles, they do get counteracted. This has to be a round for the ultimates. Again, the Eagles been holding on to some very, very useful ultimates. You combine these abilities, and I mean, it's going to be a hard team to beat. And just see the Eagles utilizing these on a retake. You've got the lockdown, you storm in with the showstopper, you get the information on the dimensional drift. I don't know what's stopping you at that point, but the Eagles seem so prone to jump-starting their attack before the sites even take, and it puts them in these bad positions. Already one member down.
Go get him.
They still opt to fight for the space. And Vero succeeds in that fight. Kill there, into short. Here comes Dissident with that showstopper removed before the bazooka is launched. And that is devastating. Vero on a roll, though. 2 kills in the same round. Dirt teasing with Bray. Will not get out alive. There's your Eagles with a 4th win.
Last round in the half.
such an important turnaround for Post Eagles as they started this map a little bit on the back foot. And defense, typically a half that they succeed in. So, gotta be very careful to see what they can do on the attack side to turn this around. I'd like to see some earlier ultimate activation, as well as just that general coordination that we really love to see between members like Mojo and Dissident. I think what's gonna make that a little bit harder is the fact that they're both on the duelist option, as we're used to seeing Dissident on that initiator. It's oftentimes seeing Dissident on a breach on this map can be
fake teleport.
Great chance of teamwork between Dissident and Mojo. Dissident out of this round already. Again, the move would be to allow for the site to be taken and rely on those ultimates, but Mojo is sitting in sight. Still that dimensional drift in their back pocket. There's the rotate. Vero could pop this lockdown. They have it available either before or after that spike is planted. They do not want to go down here, though. And it will be immediately popped. That is a great kill from Vero, so as to make sure their ultimate is not destroyed. The fight is happening onto site. Mojo finds a couple pivotal kills. It's a 1v2, but it is Maddie. Maddie Cake's the one to secure the 1v4 clutch at the beginning of the game. They do get blinded, but they hear the spike being defused. They've got to play this now. They spray through the smoke. Mojo gets the kill through the wall bang. And Mojo would not be denied. They never used that ultimate. It's as if they never needed it. 5-7, Post Eagles find themselves trailing, but boy, what a comeback. Just in terms of score, down from 1-6 to now 5-7. So it does look like B site is going to be the option here for Post. They do have to deal with a lot of utilities set up on this site, though, as well as a guiding light immediately into the face of Bray. Let's take that on.
Cover going out.
Bray to get the smokes out. Dealing with the same. Mojo, I don't think they're aware of what's behind. Dirt was just waiting for someone to try to be slippery. Crawl into that site. Mojo biting off maybe more than they could chew. There's the teleport, though. The whole plan is Mojo getting that first blood, or at least securing site for their team, so as to make way for the plant. But now they still have to deal with Dirt. Sheriff in hand, gets a kill, make it 2.
Spike down A.
That menace was never taken care of.
Standing.
And they'll be punished for it.
Flawless.
It is a flawless there from Clark. They would not be duped in that round, and Dirt played a pivotal role in that win. It's a game of patience. Sometimes it's not so fun to hang out on the site that nobody seems to be at. But if you play your cards right like Dirt did, you could be the sole reason that you don't give a round-winning gap up to your opponents. Played it patiently. Got that kill into Mojo. Move right along. Dissident does have a Bucky here in this round. Meanwhile, everybody else. Oh, a weapon. Typhon looking deadly on that outlaw. Seems to be searching for more, but he's gonna have a close quarter battle with this outlaw. Can he take down Dissident? No.
Spike down A.
Dissident making that gun work, but now they are outfitted with an outlaw, a 1-kill weapon in an early round like this.
Got one.
Ridiculous no-scope kill. And now the paint shells should deal the final justice. Had the outlaw not.
Gun here.
Again, the outlaw, a pretty much an operator when it comes down to these early rounds, and that's going to be the signal to Post Eagles. Make sure you're buying that heavy shield. You can buy a light shield, you can buy a regen shield, you can buy no shield. You will not be safe from this outlaw that one wants to hold on to. And you're seeing Bray, you're seeing SprayOnce favor that rifle over a heavy shield. Gotta make sure they don't walk into one's crosshairs. And that's exactly what'll happen. Headshot from Typhon. And at that point, it doesn't matter what kind of shield you have. Ridiculous shot taking right now out of the Cougars. They will not let anyone through easily. Bray is going to be the one to find a singular kill for the team. But unfortunately, seems like that may be the only one. SprayOnce, though, again, the clutch queen for the team, ends up shooting right over the head of T-Star. And it's 5-10 for the Cougars. Well, we talked about being down 1-6 for the Eagles and saying, okay, listen, on the defense side, this is going to be the time to come back. Well, same goes for this round right here. Your weaponry is looking a little bit all over the place for the Eagles, yet still, this is a round that you really want to make work. Typhon still holds this position in lamp, and they do go down.
Spike down.
However, Dirt is so successful on this site. The Empress popped 2 kills secured. Make it 3. Dirt the undeniable on this A site, and oh, the shots miss onto Bray. Fortunately for this Eagles team, Bray's still firing shots out from that short side. Acts as the decoy, allowing Mojo to get 2 from Lamp. And now the decision awaits for the Eagles. Do you pivot out to B? You have that teleporter option, and they do. Cougars caught in a sidestep here as they search for Bray, but do go down. That's Mojo on to 4. 1 by 1, securing a path for the Eagles. 37 seconds.
30 seconds left.
One has opted to commit for the right site. They have no idea that one is already up into Lamp. This could be deadly. Mojo is down. Bray commits to the spike and falls. 1 with a perfect decision.
I could have beaten twice the number.
And it's the way to do it in a 1v2 if you're going to catch a team off guard, if you're going to win in that fashion and not just get traded out. You're going to take that sneaky position onto one site and just hope that you're choosing the right side. That's exactly what they did. Mojo outdone on a 4K. 1 round away from the ace that the Eagles needed.
Who's next?
That's the first dimensional drift that we'll see. And a Mojo this time around. Information galore as Killjoy utility, and oh, 2 were found on the site, but Mojo couldn't get it done on the shorty. And now you have the Eagles just trying to make sure they can't secure a site. They do get those kills. So if Mojo can't get the eliminations, at least he can get the information required for the Eagles to take flight. And a Storm does secure some damage, and one is going to try to make their way out through elbow. The Prowler, the Boombot, the Dissident, all taken down. Can they remove SprayOnce as well? The blast back utilized, the kill secured. This is problematic now, but Vero
1 enemy
puts the showstopper down. Oh, and Typhon somehow will not go down. Ruthless are the Cougars. They have done it here. 1 round away now from winning this first map. Vero already played it so big in that round. Finding the kill on the showstopper was something pretty. And then was called to action onto site just to remove Typhon, but Typhon got the flick of all time. Eagles forced to climb a mountain's worth of wins. 7 in a row required to secure an overtime, and it has to get started on their first attacking win. Bray able to move up through elbow, and the Killjoy utility is heard. Both teams with that Omen ultimate, that from the shadows. Bray has the option to use that, maybe to gather information for the team, maybe to grab the spike and pivot to another site. A lot of options here, but removing those options are T-Star. Getting that first blood. Bray does remove one, and that's Mojo already onto the site, clearing the backside. T-Star not giving up on it, though. Kills the spike taker. T-Star once more as well is ready to move through the smoke. If they're called to action, they have their cursor on the SprayOnce. They just need to shoot and they'll have a kill. SprayOnce doesn't realize the danger that they're in. T-Star never removed themselves from that position. And Typhon, the one that clutched it to put them to this situation. He tries to get out of the way, but cannot. The Eagles are down by quite a distance, but they are not out. That is 1 down, 6 to go.
Claw through them.
Your Eagles do have the ultimate advantage. Nightfall from the shadows, both available. Mojo relying on that blindside gate crash, and it just doesn't work. Failing to get that first blood. Putting the Eagles in a tough position here. Just the Nightfall, as well as Vero.
Last player standing.
Oh, and Vero needs a kill to try to get the lockdown. That would maybe be the only way, but dirt on A site has been the nail in the coffin, the thorn in the side for the Eagles. 13-6 is the win for Cougars on map 1. Well, quite the beginning here of the night for NECC Valorant for your post-university Eagles. A difficult one on bind. It just felt like for the Eagles, there was nowhere to go on attack. You go on the A site, and Dirt's going to get a 3K. You go on the B site, you have to deal with T-Star's utility. And then if you even get close to winning a round, Matty Cakes or Typhon is just going to clutch it out. I mean, these split-second flicks and decision-making, and even that 1v2 that 1-1-1-1-1 had secured at the end of the game. Some really clutch real-time decision-making that won that match for Clark Red. But the night's not over. The match is far from done. That is map number 1. We still have, we're rooting for it here from the Eagles side. 2 more maps left to go. Don't go anywhere. Week number 7 of NECC. The end of the regular season is back after this break. Welcome back, everybody. We are here with your post-Eagles NECC week number 7, the final match of the regular season. Two teams stand at 3-3. One team moves on to playoffs, the other team eliminated. Unfortunately, Post lose their first map on Bind, a pretty brutal 13-6, but there's a chance to regain, to get revenge over on map number 2 of Abyss. And I like what I see right off the bat. I do like what I see. Dissident, commonly on that initiator role, had played the Rays on Bind, which Rays is a great agent on Bind, but you have that duelist capability of Mojo. I really think that Eagles' best shot at taking a victory path is supporting that role, and we have seen a lot of success with Dissident on the Breach and Mojo on that Yoru. That is what we see. Start things off here on Abyss. I am going to update the overlays as well, as we not only have a side change, but we have an update on the scoring as well. There you go. Poster on the right-hand side this time, and that is the Cougars with a map 1 victory. It comes down to Abyss for the Eagles to stay alive in NECC and keep those post-season dreams kindling. Mojo wasting absolutely no time here. Ready to get heavy here on the side, walled up for access into a site. T-Star already removed. Dirt doesn't want to allow easy entry though. Removes one. Dissident tries to sidestep the action, unable to do so. Vero, final one remaining, on top of the box, sighted by the dart, and is traded out. Dirt finds 3 on the Cougars' first win.
Did you really expect them to work?
I've seen this before from the Eagles. They love to take mid to A, remove that breakable door, and it was surprising. I think for the Cougars, it was a very swift execution. They got that first elimination at mid. I think maybe one thing that was missed was taking care of that immediate retake. That CT side was extremely damaging for the team. And oftentimes you'll see players like Dissident actually hang out and stay with the fault line prepped and ready before that entry happens. See if Dissident secures that first kill, rummaging around with that ghost, but I'll tell you what, there is something about dirt on that sheriff that has done wonders for the Cougars today. Bring out the Spectre, take care of things, ended here, says Dirt. And his teammate won. Will do it instead. A little bit surprising, thought they'd go for the ace. But in the wake of the ace, we find 5 buried bodies of the Eagles who must rise up and try again. Outfitted with the right weaponry and shields now. Our Post University. This is where you gotta do it. This is where you gotta turn things around and make some headway on attack. Oof. Typhon with the Outlaw. Gets some chip damage on the Dissident. That's where the heavy shield comes big into play. Typhon stuck in this position, and Bray knows that with the slow. Unable to secure the kill, though. Typhon letting that Outlaw rip. Is Vero unable to get out in time, and that is the spike for Post. They're finding extra difficulties here in mid, and SprayOnce can't get out either. 2 flawlesses in a row for the Cougars. We saw a similar start for the Eagles on the Bind. Started at 1-6 and then brought that halfback 5-7. This is a team that, once they get their footing down, they're tough to hit back, but unfortunately we haven't found that foundation yet for the Eagles. Not only 3 rounds down, but only 3 kills to be had in this game. Seems like the read is here. On the side
Spike
of
down, B.
Cougars. They're already doing it. Matty Cakes gets the positioning and the respawn out. Hoping to find somebody caught out here in mid is Dissident. As the team continues to hold the position over at B, does seem like Dissident will find an edge here, but still in a tough position here. SprayOnce as well as Vero does go down. Dissident, no, the timing doesn't work out in their favor. They still get the spray and the weapon
Last player
upgrade,
standing.
but are too vulnerable in that position. Closing it is 5 1s. With yet another kill. 8-0 is Dirt right now. 4-0 is Typhon. Couple players on the side of Cougars that just look unbeatable. Right now, Typhon does swap, though, for an upgraded rifle. I mean, there is money on money for this team right now. Matty Cakes has the operator. The difficult thing about Valorant is you allow all these wins for your other team, and they just get stronger and stronger. They will be flashed out this time from the sniping position, and wasting no time here. Is Post Eagles are ready to bring the fight straight to the Cougars, and that's a kill off the bat for Vero. The sight's not clear quite yet, though, as SprayOnce eventually does get to T-Star and removes them. Vero on the plant. Getting that spike in a safe position. Worried about this flank, though. Typhon might have the better of Bray here, and yes, they do. So it is going to be the Eagles, pinched from both sides. As Mojo is found, and Dirt tries to take down this wall. Oh, Typhon on the other side. Ones scouts out any Eagle that they can take down, but having a hard time of it here at Heaven. They are. Vero's the last one remaining. Gets the heal off in time. Gets the kill as well. Here comes Vero. One more kill to be made. But Typhon holds after half and secures the win on the 1v1. I mean, against an operator, against all these vandals, the heavy shields the economy. You've got to give credit to the Eagles for bringing that round so close. They had a plan and they put it into action right away. That's the kind of fervor that we need from the Eagles. The confidence to go in with a plan and take down the Cougars on the way there. That's the first blood. On the mid side, Dissident. There's some controversy. The scary thing is, though, there's people on every side of this map, including T-Star, but T-Star is taken down. And take a look at Matty Cakes. Probably going to be forced in a bad position with this operator. May even be forced to rotate. I mean, take a look at both. They got the signal. One down on A. We might just have B. As they get onto site, they see Killjoy utility is disabled. If the Sentinel isn't here, there might just be nobody here. Vero says, I have the time to put the spike in a more opportune spot for us, and that's exactly what she will do. Dirt. Their approach from Heaven will be slowed, so they take it on confidently. Dissident. Already the kill to give the agent advantage. This is one, though. Has found Bray out. Vero hiding in the cubby. May be sighted by the dart. Will indeed be. Final one remaining on the site. Dissident. And they're taken down from the other side. Collectively, Cougars measure out a retake that allows them to take down the Eagles 1 by 1. And it is ones with that last kill to put the Cougars up 6-0.
Right here.
If there's one thing in favor for Post, it is these ultimates. Wasting no time with the dimensional drift. Mojo wants Matty Cakes out. Even finds dirt on the way, but Mojo's caught in their own teammate's fault line. That's not how that one's supposed to go. They do wait on the stun, the flash out just at the right time, but Matty Cakes delivers justice right back. Matty Cakes, that's 2 with the operator. And Matty Cakes once more. And not dead yet, popped by SprayOnce, and SprayOnce exacts revenge. And now SprayOnce will be able to stay alive on site. Typhon fortunately eliminated by Bray on the main end. Dirt slithers their way onto the outside spot of this site. Dirt, the last one remaining. SprayOnce has put in so much work. They're nearly wall banged. They'll take the wide swing on the dirt. Can't get the kill. Flashes out. Bray removes the final member of the Cougars. And the Eagles, they're on the board. What a hunt that was at the beginning of the round from Mojo. Dimensional drift caught Matty, pushed them back as far as they could go, but Matty clapped back. You gotta appreciate the couple operator kills that they got. This time they have pretty much an operator. The tour de force will be the option for them, but they're on the wrong side if they want to get that first frag. Currently the Eagles marching their way up. Null command. Going to make it so that Dirt has no utility to fight back with, but still has a weapon. And that weapon came to big use. All ones. What a lineup at the end. The rare occurrence of having both bodies lined up at the end to get those couple kills in a row. Devastating for the Eagles. Down now 1-7. I mean, you have these moments where Eagles have this confident approach on the one site, but are outdone by one decision from the Cougars. It happened on Bind. From Dirt's perspective, just a menace on the A site from the defense side, and now Dirt continuing to take these kind of cheeky positions on the map. Oh, they will be outdone by a rolling thunder and nearly find themselves within the aftershock. Matty trying to get out of business and takes the kill on the Mojo. That is a devastating fall for the Eagles on the flank. Eagles outdone. Typhon puts an end to round 9. Unfortunately for the Eagles, this Cougars team got set up and ready to go early on. A mountain of cash to purchase the best weapons on. I mean, at this point, 2 members have operators.
Thanks.
I mean, they have a whole weapons kit arsenal ready for them at any time. It will be a bit of a split here. From the Eagles, SprayOnce just gets out of that operator's point of view, but unfortunately, Bray cannot. Mojo, those are swinging into an operator, takes the kill regardless. SprayOnce still on this 1v1 here. Up against ones. Ones wants to fight and will fail to win it. The resurrection on the side of the Eagles gives them the agent advantage. Typhon, resilient on this fight from the B side.
Spike planted.
Avoids the chip damage and Dirt finds one on SprayOnce. That's with the Empress popped. That's with Vero. As a final one remaining. Waiting, Typhon, but unable to remove them. And the Eagles are running out of wiggle room in this map on the final week of the NECC regular season. This match, for all the marbles, the winning team moving on to the playoffs. And for the Cougars, they can sort of see the finish line in sight now. 4-round wins stand before them in NECC playoffs. If you're the Eagles, you're just looking for a couple rounds here. Get on the right side for this second half. It's so hard, though, with these operators holding the most ruthless angles on the map. Ones swaps out for that operator, holds the Vandal. Patient as ever is Vero and Dissident. Mojo, this is where they collected that first blood. They scan around, but might just find the timing against them and Typhon. Fortunately, they do get the chance there, and Vero is going to go for this plant. Ones could not get around the wall to get the kill, but times it perfectly against Vero. That's a crucial member down for the Eagles. SprayOnce gonna try to get at least a kill here on that side. Mojo holding it down on the site. No, SprayOnce couldn't find anybody at mid. They've got to race back to site here and help Mojo.
Cutting through.
Only has 16 health. They fake their teleport on the other side. They'll do the dimensional drift just to buy their team some time. NECC takes a little bit of damage. That's the kill as well. And the spray for Mojo gets the ace. Popping out of the dimensional drift and exacting justice to the Cougars. SprayOnce arriving just in time to see the splash made by Mojo, breathing new life to the Eagles. Many times we've seen this team down, but never have we seen them out. Vero's still a few off that resurrection.
My ult's ready.
Dissident one off. Calls for the rolling thunder. Could be appropriate to get onto this site. SprayOnce making noise and going down forward. Popping the not dead yet, and this is gonna be a hard one to secure. They will end up going down with double sentinel utility. That's just too much to handle.
We tend to die.
2 removals on the A side, though. Create a path for the Eagles to still get this plant down. From the shadows, Typhon manages to get on the site. They are blinded there by Dissident, and Dissident
Spike planted.
able to remove Typhon. It's a 3v2 in favor of the Eagles. Dissident and Vero on this back site. That lockdown will make things difficult. There's almost nowhere really to run for Dissident. They have to take the fight to them. It's going to be in the form of a rolling thunder, putting NECC out of the arena.
One enemy remaining.
Removed completely from the map. T-Star will go down. And one of the greatest spectacles of kills that I've seen in Valorant from Dissident on that rolling thunder. I don't think you could make up a more cathartic kill to get on a player like NECC, who has been the true thorn in the side for Abyss of the Eagles. Sent them flying, sent them packing. Eagles grab a 2 very, very important rounds to give them a shot at a monstrous comeback. Folks, if you've been rooting for the Eagles esports Valorant team, now is the time to get excited for them. This is where they need your energy. This is where They have to make a comeback. They have to make a stand. They're just one team away from being playoff bound. And dirt. This time it's not even the sheriff needed with the classic. Gets that first kill.
Spike planted.
Mojo with the team going to move around the map. Matty Cakes, though, with this headhunter going to be a vicious contender out at mid. Typhon gets it done, though.
Last player standing.
And Vero, the final one, does get a kill before going down. That's a round 1 win for this half for the Cougars. Think about it this way. If the Eagles hadn't done what they did on those last 2 rounds of the first half, they would be virtually out of the game. Those rounds gave them enough cushion to make an important decision here. Do you invest in the weaponry on this map, or do you save for the big 11-3 comeback? It seems like most players are going to save for that next round. Vero did opt to buy a light shield as well as a ghost. Admittedly, though, for the Sage, the most important thing is that utility. Wall is up to successfully delay the attack of the Cougars. Something really provocative is occurring here, and that is Dissident on the flank. I don't think any Cougar has any idea of where Dissident could be, especially as they've dodged the trademark. No way, no way, no way, no way. There it is! Big kill on the flank here from Dissident. As Bray tries to make Matty Cake sweat here. And they will go down. A 2v3 and a round where Eagles are outclassed in weaponry. Vero, no! Couldn't take down Dirt. So only 2 will be removed from Cougars. Those are 2 important eliminations. And here it is. This match for the Eagles was do or die for the playoffs. We're now at a map where it's do or die for the Eagles. I would argue this round is where we have reached true do or die. You look one way, you see the end of the season for the Eagles. You look at the other, and you see the path to playoffs. Gotta find it right here and right now. The machine guns are in store for the Cougars. They're gonna take this wall down quickly if they can. T-Star hasn't gotten around the smoke to do it, but there you go. Bullets unleashed. Dissident trying to fire back. Matty Cake's already finding that elimination at mid. Make it 2. Bray and Mojo do go down to Matty Cakes, who has riddled mid with bullets. When Ones has just a ruthless position here against Dissident. Scaling so far up the map. Vero having little idea of what's before them. SprayOnce cannot take out Matty Cakes. Matty Cakes walks up mid, secures 4 kills.
This has gone on long enough, I see.
And I hate to say it, but that was the chance for the Eagles. But this one Lone Ranger of Matty Cakes has made matters so difficult, so much worse for the Eagles. Abyss is a map where you have to win those long-range duels.
Dropping smokes.
SprayOnce is gonna go for it. There's no holding back anymore. Leaping across the map is SprayOnce, trying to get to this savage side of the map. Dissident may just secure a kill on the Dirt. Dirt's such low HP, but going to be the one to overheal. SprayOnce exacts revenge though. 2 kills for SprayOnce, and they're not done. Unfortunately now for the Eagles, the spike has already made its way onto B site. The only one that could become keen to it is Bray. Slow walks onto this side. D-Star, so close to Vero. Bray, so close to ones.
Spike
Bray
planted.
get the kill. No! And now the marathon
Last player standing.
being need to be run by SprayOnce, the player who has clutched innumerable rounds for the Eagles, who in many occasions has been in this 1v2 position. It would be on brand for SprayOnce to pull this off, but it's so difficult. They've had to make the march all the way across sites. Time is ticking. The smoke could cloud them to make this defuse happen. They will get the kill onto ones. They'll try to complete the defuse, but T-Star pops out just in time and shuts the series down. Clark Red Cougars move on to NECC playoffs, taking down the Eagles on their one last chance. Brutal way for things to wrap up here, folks. That is it for the spring semester of your post-Eagles Valorant esports team for NECC. You can't carve it closer than this. This squad had such an exciting semester, some big wins, some really exciting moments. And unfortunately, the road ends here up against Clark Red. That is how razor thin the margins are to making playoffs. It can come down to your very last match. But I know we do have fans in here from Clark Red. Thanks for tuning in, and congratulations, of course, to your team. For myself, I've been PyroJ, covering things here for the Valorant team of Post Eagles. I appreciate y'all making this journey with me. I appreciate y'all trusting me in the booth for it. And I hope to see more awesome action from this team in any esports regard. Wishing the best of luck to the players, the staff, the coaches. Let's hear it one last time for the Post Eagles Valorant team. Absolute stunner of a semester. Give yourselves a pat on the back. A lot of fun to watch and a lot of fun to call for. That's it for me. We'll catch you next time we see you. Make sure to follow Post U Esports socials to keep up with all the rest of the action for the spring semester. And of course, have yourself a great night. And as always, peace.